Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day today. In today's video, we're gonna start a new series where I'm gonna be talking about the history of the biggest, most well-known cosmetic brands. And of course, if you wanna do a video like that, you have to start with L'Oreal. They are the most well-known, most widely available, and probably the oldest, biggest company on the market of cosmetic products. And not just cosmetics, because obviously L'Oreal is literally everywhere now. So in today's video, we are gonna go back to the very beginnings of this huge company, and we're gonna discuss how did they get here, how did they become so huge and so successful, and I'm gonna try to include as much information as possible. As of today, L'Oreal has the most income on the whole cosmetic market. Worldwide, their profit is $27.2 billion a year, which is absolutely crazy. The second one behind them is the company called Unilever, which is not as much a cosmetic company as it is a food company. So that income is not coming solely from cosmetics like L'Oreal's does. The third one, Estee Lauder, is $11.8 billion. So 27, 11, huge difference. L'Oreal is massive. In case you're interested, I'm going to quickly share with you the top 20 cosmetic companies based on their profit. So like I said, the number one is L'Oreal with 27.2 billion. The second one is Unilever with 21.3 billion. The third one is Estee Lauder with 11.8 billion. Number four is Procter & Gamble, also with 11.8 billion. Then comes Coty, who does mainly perfumes. They have 7.7 billion. Number 6 is Shiseido with 7.3 billion. Number 7 is Beiersdorf with 5.9 billion. Number 8 is Johnson & Johnson with also 5.9 billion. Number 9 is Amore Pacific, which I've never ever heard about before. They have 5.6 billion. Number 10 is Kao with 5.3 billion. Number 11 is LVMH, which stands for Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And by the way, the biggest shareholder of this company is Christian Dior, and they have 5.2 billion. Number 12 is L Brands, which has Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, and Pink on their portfolio, and their income is roughly 4.6 billion. Then you have Avon with 4.1 billion. The number 14 is Henkel with 4 billion. Again, not a solely makeup-based company. Number 15 is Mary Kay with 3.5 billion. Then at number 16, we've got the Colgate and Palmolive Corporation with 3 billion. The next one is Chanel with 2.8 billion. Number 18 is Natura with 2.8 billion. Number 19 is Revlon with 2.3 billion. And number 20 is Kors with also 2.3 billion. So as you can see, there is a really big range. Whilst the number one has 27 billion, the 20th biggest company has only 10% of that. So I think it's very clear to say that L'Oreal pretty much controls the cosmetic market. Obviously, when we talk about L'Oreal as a brand, we're not simply talking about the L'Oreal skincare, the L'Oreal makeup, and the L'Oreal hair care products. L'Oreal today is much more than that. They have purchased so many different companies over the times that L'Oreal today has one of the biggest portfolio on the planet. They own companies like Garnier, Maybelline, Lancôme, Giorgio Armani, Yves Saint Laurent, or Kiehl's. As far as hair care goes, they also own companies like Kerastase, Redken, or Pureology, and they also own other companies such as Body Shop. In 2019, just a couple of months ago, L'Oreal celebrated its 110th birthday. It was founded on the 30th of July 1909 by a young French chemist called Eugene Schuller. As you can tell by his surname Schuller, he was a German descent, and later on in his life this created a lot of controversies because he was a Nazi supporter. He was unfortunately funding Nazi groups who were attacking Jewish synagogues. I don't want to get too political and serious in this video, however, as you know, my channel is all about makeup and beauty, and I just want to focus on L'Oreal as a company. I don't really want to talk about that side of things because it's really sad. So let's just get back to talking about what he did as a chemist and as a hairdresser. So Eugene graduated in 1904 from the National Chemical Engineering School, and in 1907 he decided that he wanted to create his own hair dye formula and sell it to hairdressers. He wanted to call this harmless hair dyeing formula L'Oreal, which later became the name of the whole company. This product was a fantastic breakthrough at the time because it allowed hairdressers to create a subtle hair dye that looked natural. Previously, hair dyes were quite harmful and they created a quite unnatural color. They were always brightening the color and creating an artificial color. So this was the first time when people were able to dye their hair to a really natural shade. In 1910, he set up a hair coloring school on the Rue de Louvre in Paris, and he was personally overseeing this school. Now, he really quickly realized that he could be very successful at this if he has a good relationship with the hairdressers, so he decided to build a very good relationship with them. After the First World War ended, more and more women decided to go and get a job and join the working class. And as they did, they started caring more and more about their appearance, and they wanted to hide the gray hair they had, making Eugene more and more successful. By 1920, he already employed 3 chemists to do research for him. In 1925, he came out with a groundbreaking product that brightened the hair and allowed women to have gorgeous golden locks, which 4 years later was followed by a bleaching product that allowed women to have platinum blonde hair. The timing wasn't a coincidence. Eugene realized that with the new era of Hollywood, more and more women will want to have platinum blonde hair. So his products became successful really quickly. Now, at the time, we're still not talking about products that you could just pop into the store and pick up from the shelf. These products were all used by hairdressers only in salons. But regardless of that, they realized how important it is to have a good advertisement. In 1931, L'Oreal was the first company to use a song in their advertisement instead of just talking. And in 1933, they even published a new monthly magazine that was promoting beauty and hygiene to all women. Now, at the time, using something like shampoo still wasn't something that everyone would be doing. It was actually a quite long procedure done by the hairdresser to take a black soap and mix it with water and soda crystals to create the shampoo. And like I said, it was a really long procedure. The product itself wasn't too appealing or nice, and it was really damaging to the hair. So when Eugene came out with a product called Dopal, that was the first soap-free shampoo, it was a huge success. And this product range today is still sold under the name Dope. As the company was founded in 1909, they didn't actually start calling it L'Oreal until 1939. In 1945, they came out with the first Call Perm product called Aureole. Understanding the diversity and different needs of women around the world, in 1950 they established a new center in Brazil where they would focus their researches and their products on the women of Latin America, and this is today still the biggest exporter of beauty products in the whole Latin America. In 1951, they came out with a hair product that allowed you to bleach and color the hair in one step. And in 1955, they came out with Color L, the first ever color enhancing shampoo. In 1957, Eugene died and his only child Lilian Bettencourt inherited the company from him. In the same time, L'Oréal received a new chairman with François Dalle, who was a true visionary, and with his arrival, the era called La Grande L'Oréal started. In 1960, they came out with the world-famous Elnet hairspray, which was the first ever hairspray made and is still available today. Previously, people used to use brillantin and gum lacquer to lock their hair in place, but the creation of this hairspray allowed people to have bouncy locks instead of having hard, stiff hair. And 1964 arrived, and that was when L'Oréal started purchasing other companies. The first one to purchase was Lancôme, which, as we all know, is a luxury brand with amazing products such as perfume, skincare and makeup. And I feel like this was a turning point in L'Oréal's history. This was the first time when their focus started to shift from hair care products to makeup and skincare. Around the same time, they introduced Kerastase, which is one of my favorite hair care brands. And Kerastase is a combination of basically all most forward-thinking, groundbreaking, modern technologies that you can possibly imagine in hair care. And this was the first year when L'Oréal really started moving onto the luxury territory with Kerastase and Lancôme. And in 1965, they purchased Garnier, which has a really different organic approach to hair care. And I feel like with this purchase, L'Oréal got access to a whole different type of market, a whole different set of customers who would prefer natural organic products over chemical products. Just a year later, in 1966, they had their first designer perfume developed by Guy Laroche, and it was named Fiji. In 1970, L'Oréal bought Biotherm, which is another higher end, not quite luxury, but more pricey, better quality skincare brand. And in 1972, they came out with Elseve, which is one of the most well-known shampoo and conditioner brand on the world. And only 2 years later, in 1974, they signed an agreement with Nestlé, which allowed them to share their researches with each other. Now, you would think that Nestlé is a completely different type of company. They do food, whilst L'Oréal does makeup products. But I feel like as the time went on, L'Oréal realized more and more that people are looking for natural, nutrition and vitamin-based products, and having access to all of Nestlé's researches allowed them to incorporate vitamins and nutritions better in skincare and makeup products. And they didn't just share their researches with each other. Nestlé actually became a shareholder. So Lilian Bettencourt, Eugene's daughter, and Nestlé were the two biggest shareholders of L'Oréal from this point on. Now we're going to jump a little bit in time to 1985. In the years gone, they purchased companies like La Roche-Posay or Vichy, and they carried on becoming bigger and bigger. And in 1985, they bought a license to make Polo by Ralph Lauren fragrances, and they started creating Biotherm skincare products for men. So they really started focusing on men in the middle of the 80s, which is great. Also in 85, they realized that they need to modernize the brand a little bit and adjust their marketing strategies to the 80s. So they came out with the line of Studio line products, which I'm sure we all remember from our childhood. Those products were a true representation of 80s, and their advertisement was as well. They carried on bringing out products for men. In 87, they started targeting men with the Vichy skincare products as well. In 1988, with the retirement of the previous chairman, Lindsay Owen-Jones becomes the new CEO of L'Oréal, and under Lindsay's leadership, the company's profit literally tripled. He was quite possibly the most amazing thing that ever happened to L'Oreal. He realized that if the company really wants to be successful, it's not gonna be enough to focus on hair coloring and hair styling products and just occasionally throw in a perfume or skincare. He really wanted to break down the company to 5 different categories: hair care, hair coloring, skincare, makeup, and perfumes. He created a portfolio of 23 international mega brands, and he made sure to focus on all type of people, not just men, not just women, but everyone, all gender and all skin types, all skin colors and all needs. And he is the one who truly made L'Oreal what it is today. In 1990, they came out with Lancome's most famous perfume, Trésor. And in 1993, they purchased Redken, which was a New York-based, quite premium hair care brand. In 1994, they came out with the Excellence hair coloring range, which, as you know, is a range of a permanent, really subtle, really natural looking hair colors that will completely cover your gray hair. 1996 was a great year for the company. They didn't just buy Maybelline, but they also came out with a line of Fructis products from Garnier. As you can tell, this was a year when instead of focusing on luxury, they were focusing more on affordable products to truly reach both ends of the range. In the same year, they came out with the Acqua di Gio perfume from Giorgio Armani, which is still one of the best-selling perfumes for men today. In 2000, they bought Kiehl's and Dermablend, and they came out with the L'Oréal Professionnel Serie Expert hair care range. And with this, we reached the 2000s, where I feel like L'Oréal slowed down a little bit with the acquisition of more and more brands, and they started focusing on more and more forward-thinking, more and more researched products to build a portfolio of the brands they already have. The advertisement that originally said "because I'm worth it" around the middle of the 2000s changed to "because you're worth it." In 2009, they finally changed it to "because we're worth it," to make sure they include anyone and everyone, and the advertisement reaches all people. In 2004, they introduced the L'Oréal skincare range for men, and also in the same year, they came out with the Viktor & Wolf Flower Bomb perfume. Just the year after, they came out with the Lancôme Hypnose perfume, opened a new research center in China to now target Asian demographic, and bought the company SkinCeuticals. In also 2005, they came out with my all-time favorite semi-permanent hair dye called Castings, which was a revolutionary product because finally you didn't have to commit to any hair color for the rest of your life. You could just dye your hair to whatever color you want and let it wash out in about 2 months' time completely. In 2006, Lindsay retired and a new CEO, Jean-Paul Agon, took over the company. In the same year, L'Oréal bought Diesel. 2006 was another big year for L'Oréal as far as buying other companies go. This is when they purchased Body Shop, Skin Ethic, and Sonoflor. This is also the time when L'Oréal started investing more and more money into skin cell renewal procedures, and as of today they still do a lot of researches about skin cell replacement and new skin cell growth. In 2008 they came out with the new range of L'Oréal Professionnel hair care products for men, and they purchased Yves Saint Laurent. In 2009 they celebrated the 100 years anniversary of L'Oréal, and the next year they went on and purchased Essie. In 2011 they introduced a new range of products called Clarisonic, which is, as you know, a new technology to be used in your skincare, such as the Clarisonic facial cleansing device, which you can attach loads of different heads to and really deep cleanse your face. In 2012 L'Oreal purchased Urban Decay, and in 2014 they went on and purchased NYX. And the idea behind purchasing these two brands was to focus more on North America because they started falling short on that market whilst they were being really successful in places like India or South America. In 2014, Nestle agreed to sell some of their shares back to the Bettencourt family, making them owe again more than 33% of the company, whilst Nestle owns 23% of it. Unfortunately, on the 21st of September 2017, Lillian Bettencourt died and Francois Bettencourt Meyers inherited the company from her. As of today, L'Oreal employs more than 82,000 people on the world, and almost 70% of those people are women, including 59% of the leadership, which is absolutely amazing. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you learn a little bit more about the brands we use today. There is one thing I forgot to mention. A couple of years ago, L'Oreal agreed to stop animal testing, which was amazing because they were one of the last brands to do animal testing. However, their products are still being sold in China, and I don't think they would be willing to give up that gigantic market. However, in China, to be able to sell your products, you have to do animal testing. So I'm not really sure what to believe about that. If you guys want, you can comment about it down below. Also, if you want to share any more knowledge of L'Oreal, what your thoughts about L'Oreal, what you think about today's video, please leave all of those comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I would love to have you here. And until next time, take care of yourself. I will see you very soon. Bye.